Hello and welcome. Right, we are on Pichonnière Valley. That's the right way to say it. Right, I've got everything up from the store, but everything needs repairing. So I thought we'd do that first. I've been racking my brains. I can't talk very much. It gets me, this COVID. I've been racking my brains. What do I do to fix the situation that they're in? I've got choices. I realise that. But it's a limited set of choices. Right, let's get these repaired first. I've changed the picture in the store. It's not very good, actually. I did it the hard way. Right, repair. And repair. Yeah, it's a bit of a mess. Tried to replace the colour. But not terribly successfully. But it was better than it looking gold, just marginally. So yeah, this too. Yeah, some of these are going to be a bit expensive. So I thought, well, the best I can do is, because I know mine works, is, again, there's a lot of problems with manure full stop. Literally with manure, as in like, JM Gaming's map is also the same, but I know mine works. That's because I've gone back to the old school way of doing manure where it's internal, and it works. So I'm sort of in a unique position now. If I put this on the model, Giants would never accept it. They're not going to go back to the old way of doing things unless a miracle occurs, which I doubt it will. But it works, and so I'm sort of left with the thing, well, I either play this where the sole purpose that we've chosen for is we're wanting to show the animals working a lot. I can't do that, and also we was going to do all the business, and we can't get to the manure. So I'm like, well, we could get to the manure if mine was, but I'm left with horrible options. None of them are pretty, because I'm laying a pound to a penny that we probably can't remove that farm. Because I wouldn't want to. I've got to be honest. It's beautiful. The modelling's beautiful and everything, but I lay a pound to a penny that I'm not allowed to delete this. I might be wrong. It is glowing right. Well, you can. No. Well, you can't sell because you've got stuff in it, but I don't think... No, it's not giving us the option, though. What it means is that we're sort of going to have a real red herring, a massive building that we can't do anything with. We obviously would have to move our cows. Now that's not a problem. We've got the cow transport, but there is nowhere we've got that's big enough to cope with that kind of building. Oh, it's got solar panels as well. Yeah, I mean, it's a monster of a building, but that's not. It does hold a lot of animals as well. So yeah, it is huge. So I'm sort of racking my brains. The only thing I could come up with was we'd have to shift them. It gets messy. This kind of movement I've had before. The only thing I can think of is stealing the top of these two fields, and then this one would get reused, and we could sort of put the animals here, and then these two fields would become the grass fields, and this would become the animals from there. So we'd be swizzling this from a long ways like that to down here, but we're still going to have a red herring, a building that's like a total waste of time because it doesn't do anything, and we're not going to have animals in it because we can't get to the manure. Now there are options. I could also just go away to another map and wait for this to be fixed, but the trouble is I've got the same thing on JM Gaming's. It's a game issue. So the bottom line is, what do you do? I did this with one of Cavalier Roy's maps. Sometimes you've got to make the best of a bad situation, because you have all the best intentions of the world. You're like, oh yeah, I'm going to come back, and yeah, I'll do that. But you get involved in another Let's Play, and then it doesn't happen the same. So yeah, I think if we're going to do this, I think we're going to have to do it and think of this another way. And I think I'm going to have a bit of grass on there as well that's going to need moving, because it won't let us do it with the bits of grass everywhere. It's very particular. Now I'm not sure also with Blacksheep Modding's special fencing whether that also will be funny Yeah, there was quite a bit of wasted grass down here that I was looking at. It's a fairly big set of fields, these is, really. But I did want it close to up here, where this farm is still a central thing. I don't, looking at the way that, obviously, if you go into it would say sell, and then if you click sell, it comes up with saying you can't, you've got animals in there, and something to those things. So it really is, as I said. Yeah, there's no option to sell. It tells you the value, but you can't sell it. But let's go into demolition mode with B. Ah, okay, so maybe we can then. Because if I could put mine down here, now I have got some nicer versions, but I would want to use. I've actually just done something, but I'm not sure if the new one will fit. So let's do this bit. Oh, we can't, can we? No. So I see. You see, and this is where the options are limited. You can't put your new building where the old one is. It's physically impossible. So you've got to literally put your new building down in another place, then shift your animals, then delete it, which leaves a massive gaping hole. But it's the best you can come up with. It is honestly, having done this quite a few times, or way too many times than I would like to have done, it really is, to me, the best. Have I changed the price of this yet as well? I'm not sure if it still says the old price. Oh, it is mine. I thought I've got the old picture. Right, okay. Let's have a look. Oh, the ramp has taken. I'm not sure how that's going to look like. I think that would be... Yeah, and we'll take up as much of the field as possible, say, because looks like I'm going to have to take up more of this than I would have wanted, which is, of course, is usually the case. No, we aren't in B mode, are we? Right. Okay, well, you didn't fail, but you obviously didn't place it. I wonder if this is to do with Blacksheep Modding's fences. Let's just try and get it to the edge of where it is actually quite flat. I would imagine that was alright. Ooh. He thought about it that all my life. What? Well, it goes to show. It runs uphill rather a lot more than you thought. It does. That is really not what I expected. Right, okay, well that's interesting. Oh, okay, why did that? No, I'm going to go to just level with the end of it, because I don't want to be losing too much of the grass fields. We're going to have to completely do this in a completely different way to what I was thinking. Will it go to the green, the glowy thing? Yes, we do. Wow, that is really... Right now we need to try and fix a bit of the damage. It doesn't really matter about this because the cows wouldn't really roam in that area well. They would have very little option. It's like a giant mound. Now, I suppose if you soften it though, it's just like an embankment. I was not expecting that, but got to be honest, years of FS, you have got to expect the unexpected. I don't know that I was expecting. That is just monstrous. It really is monstrous. Oh, how am I going to get to the ramp now? can't see a way that we could do it much different, because that is just, how can we get to that? Do we reload it and try it lower down? When you actually do take stock of the fields, actually, they do heavily run down. Yeah, I would say that the farmyard is one of the few. So I think, really, to do this, we'd have to go back to the beginning. What about up here? We'd have no... Whoa, it's really getting me bad with the talking this morning. Yeah, what about buying that field up above? I know, obviously, at the minute we've just bought that, which has cost us a fortune for fencing and the lot, which goes to show how expensive it is, but how much is that field? Field 7. Is that going to fix anything, though? Is it flat enough? Still... I think we'd have to flatten it, but I think you flatten it to this point. Well, no, we've already said, really. I don't know why I kept these. We're not going to be using these. You're using, like, production, so there's no point. Even if we don't get anything for them, I think, to be honest, we're not going to use them, and we could. Well, it joins properly, that's all I'm thinking. I'm glad that we don't get a lot for this, though. The amount of maps I go on where you, like, do this and you get 60, 120 grand back, and you think, oh, I wasn't trying to, like, boost my funds by things like this. But yeah, because this is not really making much of a difference, is it, to be honest? Right, so if we... What about getting rid of that row of trees? Right, okay, well, the other thing we can do is... I'm going to reload the game. It's true, we did definitely... So, yeah, so really what I've done is a waste of time, because I'm going to have to do that all over again. Right, so I'm going to see you shortly. Right, I've caught us up with exactly where we got to before, and saved the game. So we're at the point where everything's repaired. I've sold all of those bits and bobs. But I do think it's wise, it's true. I think we might be able to do it on the property we've got, but I think we may have to buy that field. So obviously my money's up again because I've just, like, got that back. But it is true. Field 7 isn't terribly expensive. I think we're going to need a little bit of it at the very least. Looking at that, I'm not sure there's going to be enough. So let's buy that for now. It's going to leave us very short, though, really, but let's have a look. I think we're going to need to lease, and we'll ask the store to deliver. This is sort of more mechanics now, really. It's gone beyond the Let's Play, because this is not something that I wish to do, but it's true. I either walk away now and let either Giants fix the bug, which could take forever because they're not particularly quick at it. There's bugs that have been going on, ghost bugs as they're called, all the way since FS22, actually, that still haven't been fixed, that they brought into FS25. That's how quick Giants are at crushing bugs. Yeah, Frithgar was on about this a long time ago. There's whole forums where people report issues with certain bits of kit, and as Frithgar basically put it, well, Giants aren't in any rush to, like, fix this. It's been like that for, like, a couple of iterations, and they're quite happy with this mower just dropping to the floor and it looking awful. But yeah, it's true. I mean, they're minor issues. The game not working, manure not working. A constant bugbear of FS22 is the same in FS25. Right. So then I think if we chop that line of trees down and soften or smooth that, is going to give us a good entry point. Do I need to do that? Yeah, true. We're still going to need a bit of a road. I think we're going to need to flatten, though. Because I think that runs uphill. Even though I said it's not terribly, it is definitely still. First of all, though, we need to, like, see with the building, like, how much space is it going to take? Yeah, this is based upon, loosely, Rawley Christie's my cow pasture that is sadly missing in FS25. So I thought, well, we don't have to. It doesn't have to be. So yeah, no, it's not. Yeah, mainly in that area. Truthfully, so it's not Yeah, but I do think we're going to need to move the trees because that's the main entrance. Yeah, I do. Won't be gaining entrance if those row of trees are there. So I was right. Right. Okay. So let's do this properly. If we're going to do it, let's ask the store to deliver and lease a Rawley Christie, a tree devour trees, whichever way you want to call it. We're going to time lapse this. I possibly think that's probably not a bad idea. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to go into a time lapse to do this. I think we'll borrow the Fent. He's the biggest, I think. Yeah, no, he is, definitely. Just. But yes, he is. Right, so I'm going to say my words. I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. Now then, the one thing I'm going to say about this is we're going to give ourselves the money for the leveling back. This is sort of one of those Hobson's choice things where you've not really got much of a choice if you're going to carry on with this. I know you always say that mechanics rule as king, but this is one instance where the game is forcing you to do something due to an error in the game, where really you've got no choice but to carry on and do things a separate way. But this, we'll see what it costs. But yeah, I think we shouldn't really have to do this, but we are going to have to do it. So it's going to cost us a fortune. So like do a flat. Yeah, even with a basic sized meadow, is that actually doing that right? Need intensity. I usually remember that. Yeah, this is so very, very thick. Fields are really... Wow, and that's what I was saying. I did recognise this. This was just... Wow, Blacksheep Modernist really made these so hilly. Wow, nearly spent 100 grand. It's only a small area. Wow. I would say that's going to cost us another... Yeah, to widen that out, to be sort of like a bit more left and a bit more right, it's going to be... Probably take up nearly all of the cash we've got. I was hoping that the wood chips were going to... Because I thought, oh, we can sell the wood chips. It's actually December. That's quite fortuitous. But I'm not sure that it's going to make much of a difference. 22,000 litres of wood chips. I'm not sure that's going to... Let's just go for the area that we wish, and then we shall see literally what is what. Yeah, the annoying thing is, though, you go over an area you've already done and the money's still going down. Well, really, it shouldn't be. Yeah, I went over there again, and the money was still ticking down at the same rate as it was when you are hitting an area. Well, that's not really... That's not right. Well, I did slow down then, though, yeah, but it definitely did. I went straight across there like that. Now it isn't, but it did. It definitely did. I was watching it closely. Ooh. Yeah, the one thing that I always did a premise on JM Gaming's map with something like this was farmers often have equipment like this. We've got buckets and machines. You could do this for free, but we know it's a gaming convention. But again, the game is the thing that's causing us to actually have to do this. Because I've got to be honest, I was quite happy with... this is sort of the only choice I've got, and this is only thanks to the fact that I am a modder that I can actually do this. So... It's yeah. The other day I had a thought. I thought, oh, let's release my animal thing, and I thought giants will never let that pass. They don't want the old school way of having internal storage. They'll never pass it. You know they won't. And I thought, yeah, you're right. Really, it's oh, it's true indeed. Well, with that, we can be arranged. So we had 300 and something thousand. Gordon Bennett. I can't remember exactly, but I know I had at least 313,000. I should have to check. It's still going to take more, though. We're still not finished. But we are nearly finished. Yeah, we just need to, like... oh, you got to do it all over again. You lose your intensity. I would say that's about the right size for what's left, anyway. Does do that. Like you. I might have chosen the wrong bit. It'll be me. Okay, so then now we just need to like carry on with this. Well, that wasn't my mistake. Now that definitely was not me. Right, now if we soften this bit down here. So I think that's the canvas. Are we going to like make this? Oh, that, I think that land is about as far as we can go without it going into the headland. So if we just try and... Make it as angular as possible. Mind you, I do know that this is expensive. I did on Bearhaven, I did a ramp, and oh my life, 800 odd grand it cost us to actually finish the project. 800,000. So I do know it is expensive, but yeah. This has surprised me a bit though, I've got to be honest. I didn't really think this was going to be like that. Right, okay. So 204. So let's put this back up to 313, as it actually should be. We're going to do a little bit, just do the entire field. So it would have to be level. You would have to have the whole field. So let's just do this first, and then we'll put the money back to where it should be. I mean, I had to buy the field as well, because it was not really, none of this was really in the plan originally, that this was going to be necessary. So to buy the field and do all of this, it's all something I really did not intend to do. I think I've just uncovered a tree. I have. It's going to need... Oh, no, I don't think I did, actually. So we've now got a road leading to nowhere. Actually, that didn't do... I thought that would destroy the road. It's not, it's just dropped. Excellent. Let's just soften. Right. Now, I'm planning on using that bit as well, so we might have to level out a little. So look at the money, though. Wow. Yeah, so we really need to level to about that corner. Right, I think... we're about there. Right, okay, so let's put that up again to 313,000, which means if we remove 84,000, and then add 313, we should be about right. Right, okay then, let's try and stick that one. At least it's not too far removed. That's what I was thinking. Stick that down. Well, the only reason I did the leveling was because we saw that what a terrible... Because of the how hilly the map is. And they are natural undulating hills. I'm not having a go. What I mean is, for obviously... All mappers make the area where your farm is to be fairly level. Even if it's built on different levels, it's still a level. But when you try to add a building in, well, it doesn't work out quite so good. So let's have a look. Trying to just get those legs. Now, how can that level that again? I don't get that. That could be my model, actually. Yeah, it could. Oh, it shouldn't have done that, really. I did a bit of altering, but it was always on a level. Yep. Why is part of my model not showing the... Oh, it is. It's just distance. Right, okay. Right, now this isn't like new. I've did a few alterations on this the other day. All my life. That is not as anticipated. We may have to build a way up to here, which would be the way that I would choose to enter. So I think we need to do some painting to get rid of the bushes. Wow. It's a money pit. Right, okay. I think that should actually do it, I think. Well, the real test is in the vehicle. Yeah, and also the ramp I've never tested or seen in like real life. Yeah, it's weird. I thought the concrete would be better with the bigger chunk. I don't understand why. I did the scaling in Blender, but this bit looks awful. It really does. So it's like the scaling's not... Oh. Have you not put a collision on it? Oh, maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't. I thought I did. But maybe I didn't. It's possible, yeah. Again, this is actually why I wanted to test it. On this a Let's Play, and obviously this is the one we're on. Now, I would not have done this had it been for the fact that the manures... But I was thinking afterwards, I thought, well, I really wanted to do that business. It would have really been a good thing to do. And I thought, well, why don't you, like, just do what you've done on other Let's Plays? I know it's out of respect for Blacksheep modding, but at the end of the day, this problem that the game has is a giant issue, really. Let's just soften that. Right, okay, let's... Yeah, guys, it might be that... Although I can't, the vehicle can. I'm sure I put a collision on that it was a building. So it should get treated as a tractor, should be able to go up it. Right, let's just see. Because the whole idea of this was... I never started out like this, but I thought you could actually use the top as a storage for your bales. But I thought, yeah, but you're going to need to have a ramp then, aren't you, to get up? And I think the ramp's too... Well, exactly, this is why I wanted to test it. You can never tell in an i3D scale exactly. No, but it is still not got any collisions. Right, okay, well that will fix, and that's exactly... It also needs widening. It's definitely not wide enough. You would feel... Well, if you could stick on that with a tractor, you'd be very, very good. So yeah, I'll fix that over the course of the Let's Play. I think you might need to move that post as well, because I think it's going to be tight. Actually, probably move that red panel back a little. No, I think you can do it. Ooh. Only you've got a collision there. We shouldn't have one. Okay, well, that's interesting. Right. A little bit of work still needs doing on this, but it will work for what we want it to do. I'm just going to have to avoid that area and scoot. Yeah. Unless, of course, I put the collision... Oh, we'll find out. Anyway, let's get these animals shifted. Of course, the little ones are fine. Are they? That is the point, actually. Where is their manure thing? Because if their manure is shared... Now, I think the manure for this one is the little pit at the bottom. Here. And if it is... Although it didn't say it was... You should be able to read that it's got 4,000 litres in, and it doesn't say. There's not a visible tiny bit of manure in it. And this is, again, I think, with the game. Because this says it's got 4,000 litres of manure. 6,000 now. So I'm thinking that I can't see any manure in there. And it should fill, so it's like manure's not working, which would explain also why this is not taking out. Right, so I think it's... Can't remember now where the actual zone markers were. Right. This is going to take a while, so I'm going to go into a time lapse again for a few minutes whilst we get the animals shifted. I'm not sure whether we're going to do the youngsters as well, because it is a little bit... Yeah, I am unsure as to whether we're going to be in the same position again with those. If we're going to do that manure, the mod, even though we can't afford it at the minute, then... yeah, I just wonder what we're doing. Or if we're fattening, are we worried about the manure? I don't suppose it really is the end of the world, is it? I'm glad we never increased the herd size. Again, I mean. I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. Right, so I think we ought to settle these in January. Still undecided about the little ones, whether they can stay in there, whether I'm that bothered about the manure to sort of carry on with the plan for that. Just treat the new shed for the biggies, for the milkers, I think. But they're going to be the main source of manure as well, so... Yeah, I need to get the food in for the animals. Well, I'm glad we did what we did. Obviously, I think it's sort of still not mucked around with it much. We're only literally opposite where we were before, so I think it was the better option than the fields. And in a way, we've gained an extra lot of grass, which obviously I would like to make our own TMR. It would be perfect. So if we've got one massive grass field, then I think we might have to rip this grass up and make it... Sure, it's not... I did see it as grass though, didn't it? As proper grass. Yeah. It's got weird little lines in it though. I've ripped the fence down. I mean, what I could do is literally plough those down there and then make it into one. Maybe level this, because I know what it's like with courseplay. Maybe level that across a little and then cut that bit off so it's a nice shaped field. But we will have gained quite a lot from that with buying number 7. We've replaced that really with the... Yeah. The other thing is, how many animals can we actually have? Because mine is a big enclosure. But so was that really. But what I mean is, yeah, it's using the enhanced amount that you're allowed to have. How many are we? I did say that. 476. So a lot. Yeah, 75%. They lost out. Oh, of course there's no food at the minute. Right, let's get that sorted. Yeah, also we should shift that. And this now looks odd. It does. I mean, we've replaced it anyway, so I'm not that bothered. We'd already got the production silo, so let's just put the bipod. I think I'm going to do it where I normally would, which would be down this end. Yeah, actually suits this all right, doesn't it? I think I've actually done one that actually matches this precise... Yeah, I think it's the one without a picture. No. Wow, when the coughs really do start, it don't half... Yeah, it don't half hurt you. Right, I have done one, but yeah, it's not the one. The carbon is this one, but I did actually change it on one. Is it? Oh, is it a production? I think it is actually, yeah. I think that's my mistake. Ah, there we go. But this really is a production, not a sell point. Yeah, my point was on this was to have a production style, a mini one that actually just does this, but really we do want the buy point for this, yeah. Until we do the tier mod, then we will swap it for that. It's true. So for now, we'll go with my... I might actually do one in this same BI... Yeah, that's my favourite for now, though. So we'll stick that outside. If we level that, it should, but the nozzle should go through the floor. Right. So that nozzle should just about manage to go through the floor as if it was built in there, which is the whole idea of this. I think the carbon silo would suit this better though, because this was deliberately meant to be like that. Now, does that show the grate? I don't think it shows the grate when it's down. Oh, it has this time. Normally the grate hides, so that is quite novel. I do prefer the grates. Yeah, so this is the one I've made for the other designed carbon silo. But it really is a buy point, specially for the carbon silo. But what I'll do is I shall also duplicate this and do this with the red paneling so that it's... yeah, I'll do 2 models. That'd be the best way. Right, so sorted. Let's get some food in this place. Where did I stick the fen? Down there. So we shall sell the wood chips. It's not going to make us a fortune in January, but it will soften the blow somewhat. Also, we're going to put the self-marketing down, and then we can sell it for a little bit more, because we'll get 33% more than we would if we... if we sold it anywhere else. I think you've put the collision for that in the wrong place, because there's not normally a collision there. So I think it's almost like the collision's in the wrong place, because I might have moved the original... because I used to be able to drive through there until I put the ramp in, so I've got to have done something wrong with the ramp. So after this session, I'll pop out and I'll have a go. Ooh. Oh, I know what it is. No. Although you can't see them, yeah, these doors right now, they're shut. Now, if I open them, they won't open, as in like they won't, but they do really. I can now walk through them. I'm forgetting, in this model, really, there are gates. That's what the thing is. So the... oh my... okay, so the gate's just opened. I think that's super strength, that as well. Yeah, I'm forgetting. I need to remove the gates, but I've always remembered so far to like open them, so it's never been a problem. But I am going to get the model completely working. I thought, why change Giant's model? I thought the gates and that are perfect for this type of model. I'd just like get more fence and gates and stuff like that. But to be honest, it sort of suits me. I thought, why change something if it's not necessary? Let's just go and open that one as well. Although you can't see it. I will remove these two, because they'll never... the open gate is B. Brilliant. So now you should be able to walk through the gate that you can't see. Yeah, it's maybe it's because I'm working on this, it's not finished. Yeah, until it's sort of finished, it's going to be a bit of a work in progress, which is why I really wanted to place it on a Let's Play where I can see the faults, fix the faults. I have put some chains on the lights, but they're a little bit tall, so I need to bring the chains out. You can see them very vaguely, like one single chain link. That's a bit nowhere near what I wanted, that. Yeah, these ones look a bit odd though. You can see the chain that goes too far. I forgot. I used the tubes down here, but I thought, well, tubes are going to need two chains, aren't they? One each end. So yeah, again, this just sort of shows like, oh, so those chains are at the back. They're a bit... yeah, I added all of these posts, little posts, because although the metal looks like it's suspended on nothing, and I wanted it to be cheap reclaimed wood and reclaimed metal that's resheeted. So yeah, there's a couple of these lights where the chains are not quite right, and some of these lights, though, the lights are too high. Right, so they need changing a little. And that's what I mean. When you're sort of working with this, you've got to come into the game itself to actually see things. And obviously, I do content, so I just like, yeah, let's open the door. You'll not get through it because it's like got collisions. Yeah, so these will open again properly. It's just I've closed down certain bits of the model, so it's not working properly. Yeah, there should be a grate there as well. Yeah, there's a few bits and bobs I need to like fix again. But what my plan is, in time, that upper floor which has got collisions on it, you will be able to use it to store whatever you like. It's sort of going to be an asset to your farm because it's going to be an entire massive floor that you could stick, well, you could even stick vehicles in if you really want. It's got plenty of support underneath. But meant for bales, but like it doesn't mean to say it would not cope with more. Let's just dump that. Let's stick me zone marks back off. Yeah, now if I show you the difference between mine and the normal Giants models are... Mine's got a manure point that's green already. It's not got an external manure point. And this is all Giants needs to do to fix this issue, is to go back to the way that it used to be in FS19, and it will work. All these problems that you've got with... They obviously have done something a long time ago with manure, and then somebody had a bright idea of like changing it, and I'm quite sure it's a little bit like obviously working with Windows a lot. Microsoft have throughout the years, they support the old operating systems basically, which means it's got to be backward compatible. Well, Giants have obviously probably built something into theirs similarly, and then they changed routes, but perhaps have forgotten that there's something still in the coding that they will have brought across that still likes the old way of doing things, and that is what's causing them issues, in my opinion, with why the manure is rebelling, and has continued to do so throughout FS22, and continues to be a problem, a bigger problem in FS25. And me switching on the internal storage as I have done sort of proves that I'm on the right track. Yeah, because I've gone a few times, I've wondered if it was solved, and I've put an external storage down with my other cow barn, and again it only lasts for the session, which is the common thing. It lasts for the session that you put it down. It says it's connected to, you save the game, come back in, and then it doesn't say connected to anymore. And obviously you can't keep placing every single time you come in, because it means you've got to empty, you've got to remember to empty your manure exhaustively after the end of every session. It's too much of a bind, and it's not like real life. You shouldn't have to like think of ways to do things to compensate the fact that your game is flawed, basically. Oh, I need the straw. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do some troughs as well. That's another thing that I've got to do. I need to create a U-shaped model and then put the grungy concrete on it. Which now that I can do. In fact, I've almost got the model that I've created a box with 2 holes in it. So almost you could see a square tube. If I take that into Blender, I can take the top off it, and then it'll become a U. And then I can stretch it in, well, either Blender or Giants engine. Yeah, it don't really matter. I could do it in either. I'm just as happy to use the Giants engine, because I usually will re-blender the things later on, and then it will look alright. But so I'm not very pleased with the scaling on the concrete, because that's re-blended and it looks as awful as it did before. So, right, straw. So we should be able to drive through here now, because the gate is now open. Yeah, I was forgetting that earlier. Yeah, I've removed all the... It had concrete and stuff like that, and I thought, this is supposed to be based on Rawley Christie's. It's a cheap alternative. What I mean is, it's not got all the bells and whistles. It's a basic place that's got a roof. It's a place for your animals to be. It's... Yeah, a roof over the head. It's dry. I mean, because animals, they do live outside. Yeah, you know, but it is somewhere dry. If it's chucking it down the rain, a place to call their own, basically, isn't it? Right, I think there's 2 of these. No, 2 and a bit. Right, should. Oh, and that's the one thing I knew. I've just seen it. Buffalo milk and milk. It's the one thing I meant to do before I destroyed it. Oh, that's so annoying. It is. It is. It's one of those things, and you always remember, always after the fact. It's Murphy's Law. It is. I concur. Most definitely right. This needs a bit more softening. It's awful, that patch there, and this is not much better either. Yeah, and this is still requires a further bit, but I don't want to reveal the posts. Although I think they actually go down quite a long way. Yeah, with nearly all of my models, what I do is the posts that you see in the side walls, because over the years, all the mods like sheds and things like that. I think that was everything, wasn't it? Yeah, we have done everything. Straw, 122, 160, 160, yes. So the animals should be happy. The health is 75%. I didn't think they lost anything. Is it maybe because the food or something like that we took away from a little bit, perhaps? But, yeah, I thought with this, we'll... Oh, that's true. We need to really get rid of this top gate as well, don't we? Do we? Yeah, it looks odd. It does look odd. I do love the way you don't get your money back, though. Costs you a fortune to lay it, but then like it just disappears into the ether. And this is what I was sort of saying. On most things, I always say, mechanics rule as king, but it's mechanics that's causing this issue that we can't actually do this. So I've got a massive bit of ground left now in the farmyard because we've moved it up there. But so we've got quite a bit of room for. Although we are trying to use the map, so the thing that we need to do next though is, or do we do the, oh no, we lost the manure, which we knew we were losing the manure. Mind you, do we play this fair? We should have 46 tons of manure. We could buy that and give ourselves the money back and actually go and tip that into the thing, because I'm sure, does it still say it's got 6? It does say 6,621 manure. So I'm sure this is supposed to be the manure pit. Let's just switch the zone markers on, because if it is, then it'll have a mark. And it doesn't. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, so that is a bit of an odd one. Let's have a look around the whole building and let's just get stock of this. Is this another object storage then? Well, there's no mark for manure, is there? That's a bit odd, because I'm sure that's supposed to be. On the picture as you come in, it's got pictures of manure in the things, and I'm sure that one is one of them. So I don't know whether it is manure that's obviously defeating Blacksheep modding as well, as in like it's not really the map, it's just the game at present, because manure is like playing up very badly, because JM Gaming also, his was the same, and I presume all modders are trying to do as Giants request, so it is a bit odd. Yeah, so this we're going to reclaim as part of the farmyard, and we'll do up to the top of this. And I'm going to plough. I think we've got a plough yet, have we? I keep talking about Ridiculous Dominic's plough, and I will buy one. Next time we go down the store, we will actually grab it. Are you sure we've not got it? I just vaguely remember that we did. I mean, I know my memories. There's a lizard. I could have sworn we did. No, we didn't. No, okay, we didn't. So let's buy one of those. And we can buy that to sell. And we may as well drag that down at the same time. I had one of these on a Let's Play to start off with. Oh, my life. They are so... Yeah. Never been... I don't think they're anyone's favourites, are they really? Those kind of mowers. The ones that go to a weird angle. Fantastic. So next time we go down the say with a vehicle, down the shop with a vehicle, the Gordon Bennett man. Yeah, we will pick this lot up. We've got bits and bobs littered all over the place. Oh no. Yes, and I must have a look on why the diesel barrel is coming with no litres. That's a bit odd. Let's just close the plough. Right, so we certainly spent an awful lot of cash. And really, we're sort of straight back where we were before, which is with hopefully a working animal enclosure. It's got a bigger capacity, but I was quite happy with Blacksheep modding. So I'm always happy if I've got more than 100 head of cattle. It makes a fairly good... When you go on Cavalier Roy's maps and you can get 2,000 and things like that, it can sometimes get a bit hairy. After a few, when your herd's getting big, 300 or 400 head, it really does start to get... Yeah, it can get a bit scary with the amounts of stuff you got to lug, or it really can get sort of quite, I think, a little bit out of hand. Fantastic. So we're up to 294,127. Still respectable, all things considered. But I think we're going to leave it here. So, yeah, let's go for a little bit. Let's do, because it's all been just that sort of one aspect. So give the animals time to bed down and settle down. Also see if the manure does take. So let's go through to about 2-ish. Or maybe even nearly 3. Right, apologies, I've just sorted my other computer out. It's just done 3 episodes of this. No, that was it. So let's get those sold. Yeah, well, I'm struggling because I can't concentrate properly. Obviously, I've said this before, but creating content, because when you do it all of the time for 8 years, you can sort of do this almost in step. But even it's a struggle to concentrate. I just about managed to do the content and just about managed to do the recordings, but I'm struggling to do the posting. I'm hoping to get some posted because I'm 3 days behind now, and I know obviously a lot of people do look at my content. There's the core amount of viewers, and they're the ones that I really don't want to let down. So I think what we'll do is go through to a January morning, and then the wood chips will be at their best, and hopefully I remember next session to sell the wood chip. And not that it's going to bring in a lot, but I think it might get us 12 grand or something like that if we sell that. It's 500 odd per 1,000 litres, isn't it? So yeah, it's not far off. I think it was 513 was the best, so we're not losing an awful lot. We could sell it right now, but I just think for a bit of patience, why not just wait till tomorrow? Ooh, that's good. Right, so yeah, that was everything. Let's go through till about 6 o'clock. It's the only thing that we can actually is in our price range. Right, so let's go through straight till 12 o'clock in the morning. Or maybe 2:30. Oh, you've not let the lease. Oh, Rolly Christie. Let's release that. My bad. Right, now then. No, there's nothing there that I'll playing by the rules. Yeah, I know I could do that, but that's it, you lose because you've got to spend 3 grand on tyres. One of those few things again with no options, or you can't afford to have the options. So let's go through till 6 o'clock in the morning. No, let's go through till 8, or maybe even 10. I suppose this type of day emphasizes the fact that the buying and selling, you are limited. I mean, you can get deals for yourself, but if you're going to set yourself a limit like we're doing, where you've got to have like 181,000, which would be 18,100. I suppose just as we could do that. But yeah, the other thing is the little items in time also, snow. They don't bring in that much. And the other thing is I've always tried to be balanced about the people. I like the way Blacksheep Modding's done that. Yeah, the actual main paths are good, but he's still got snow on the bits that haven't. That's quite cool. Like a snow skirt. I like it. Yeah, we're sort of trying to balance this because it's not the most interesting. But then again, as I said, neither's contracts particularly. But the other thing is a lot of people expect to see certain things within the game, which is, I've always tried to do things logically and reasonably, which is why I've always done that. If you were to start from scratch where you've got a few $100 grand and you were trying to find equipment, you would give yourself time to get your equipment together, which is why I've always done that August. I used to do a year and I thought, just see if you can do 6 months, and then like, and now the used equipment mod is in FS25. It's made things completely, almost like FS19, which had the second-hand equipment mod, which is, I'm so glad that, I can't remember if it's GTX or Weasel or somebody, whoever's done that, used, I think it might be Weasel. Fantastic. So not bad. So January morning, next session, we will get the wood chips. One thing I'd like to do though is, now for realism, I always do this because it is based upon the Giants model for. Yeah, I basically grabbed the little tiny sales booth that Giants did at the beginning of the game. Do we get any space down there? We do. Oh, yeah, you get that bit down there. Let's go visit that. Yeah, so there's a little bit of, it depends what there is though, whether you, yeah. So I think we'll put it here. It's to depict people, although you do get people coming up your roads to your farm, as in like you put a sign out and say, so I don't suppose it makes much difference. Let's have a look. Where would we do our little kiosk? Farmer's kiosk. Without it interfering too much with the farm. Let's try down there. I think it probably is about the best place looking at this. Organic self-marketing. Yeah, I've done the organic one for ones where we literally will not use any kind of oh, well, that's it is. It's just that you're too close to. All right, so we just need to level this bit here a little. Yeah, obviously Giants have got the one where the goods are empty. Now, I wish to put the goods back in, so I did. I put them in. I don't know why Giants chose to have a place that has empty things. It just, to me, seems a bit odd, but it's actually further down than you think. I'd say more like there. Yeah, it's still a bit of a mystery on why Giants chose that. I just can't figure that one out. Why they would wish to do that. Ooh. Now that's more like the FS22 roads. Oh no, you could see under them, but that's not too terrible. Let's put a bit of grass back down to hide it. It's not awful. The FS22 roads were vile. I used to hate doing anything near them because I'd like think, oh no, you're going to see through underneath the road all the time. Just a bit of painting as well. Right, so yeah. We should be able to sell our wood chips for more hours as well than yeah. Now the one thing obviously that the self-marketing doesn't show you is its 33% bonus. This is based upon Giants though. You do get a bonus with the basic one. Now obviously only as a modder did I understand that, because I looked at the XML and realised that it had got a bonus. It only got a bonus though if you sold so much, and then Giants basically stopped it buying, which I think was to sort of accommodate the fact that it was a small farmer's kiosk. I liked it, but I didn't, and it wasn't very usable for me personally as a player. So I did away with some of it, but it was a clever way of doing it. I just didn't think it was implemented well for most players, so I altered it. But it still is a very good idea, but I still can't understand why they emptied the boxes. So I just like basically refilled them, you know, like put the fills in. And because who would come to a market store like this that was empty? Because you're not buying anything. And I just couldn't understand what Giant's game was. So anyway, mine's back to how it should be. So yeah. Anyway, all that remains to be said is thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you're going to stick with me on this journey. And I'm going to say goodbye for now.